5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hello and welcome to Truth, Beer, and Consequences. So this is your buddy, Frank Stallone. My brother, check him out on the Tulsa King on Paramount Plus.
Is that still a thing?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Of course it's a thing. You
Okay.
don't have Paramount Plus?
No.
No. Hey, get out of here. Welcome to the Truth, Beer, and Consequences. So this is the podcast. Thanks,
Did
Frank.
Marco just kick Frank Stallone out of the bar?
Yeah.
I think he did.
What the hell?
Dude, Marco
Frank.
is back.
Oh, look how sad he
Oh,
is.
who cares?
Yeah.
Marco's back. Marco can do the intro and do it
Oh,
properly.
Frank.
Yeah, so this is a podcast where my co-hosts and I listen to and watch all the craft beer media from the previous week about Cincinnati craft beer media. We get together to podcast host, and today we are back.
Take it back. Whoa. Uh-oh. And that Frank Stallone, right?
That's right. Yeah, Frank Stallone. Very good. We're back at Higher Gravity Summit Park. Thanks for being a gracious podcast host. Now, hopefully
They're
there are...
not that gracious.
Well,
He
it's
kicked
something
me.
you say.
He kicked me in the shin when I
It's
came in.
something you say.
Well, he knows you don't support small businesses.
That's true. I don't.
Right. We're going to cover that. We're going to talk about that.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, a bit. In a while. In a bit. Just depends.
In a while.
In a while.
Is that Frank Stallone?
Sure.
Hopefully
Well,
there
Don
aren't too
Johnson.
many consequences from the other hosts of the shows and media, as well as any, outstanding legal issues or anything stemming from the 70s and 80s.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that being said, my name's Marco. I'm a product of the 70s. Brewed beer in the Cincinnati area for several years. I'm
In the
also a
70s.
taproom manager. Not back in the 70s. That didn't happen until the 90s. But anyways.
Close enough.
And I am...
That was closer to the 70s than we are now. Or, well, actually about the same. I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
90. Nope.
20.
Nope. Definitely closer to the 70s.
Yeah. Oh, Marco. Sorry about that.
What? I don't feel a day. Never mind. We'll skip it. One of the voices you heard is the Gnarly Gnome. The other voice you heard belongs to the best co-host in Podcastlandia.
I am Julia, and I am so fucking glad I am not doing the intro this week.
See how he specifies. One was the Gnarly Gnome. Let's just get out of the way. Just shut up. And then he introduces you properly.
Well, that's a pro move.
Yeah, it is a pro
It
move.
is a pro move, yeah.
I've been doing this for a few years.
For a bit, yeah.
And I just started doing that today.
And he knows that if he pisses me off, I'll just cut him out of the entire episode.
You have done that.
Control over
We have
everything.
done that. And today, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm glad to be back. Yes, all of you. Thank you to all of you who have followed the podcast. Whether it's your first time or you've been here a long time, I truly appreciate your listenership. Go like, follow, subscribe, whatever it is you're supposed to do. I mean, it does. I don't know.
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything. But
Just listen to the show.
Yeah, listen to the show and share it with your friends. If you don't have friends, just start sharing it with anybody.
Yeah.
That works.
And that's yeah.
Airdrop it.
Yeah.
Just go into public and just start airdropping it to people.
Boom. Just send it out there.
Done.
So, but anyways, we get together on a Tuesday and we have fun talking about Cincinnati craft beer media with friends and the Gnarly Gnome. So,
With friends and the gnome.
That's right. That's right.
so that being said, all the thoughts and opinions on this podcast are ours and ours alone. They do not reflect any entity which we may be affiliated with, such as full-time jobs, part-time jobs, third jobs, Higher Gravity itself, or any job that we may be looking for that is not necessarily publicized, and that we are definitely not looking for jobs. But anyways,
I disagree. All of my thoughts and opinions are representative of Lucasfilm Limited and George Lucas himself, and now Disney, I guess.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Gnome is a Disney princess now. And my thoughts and opinions are actually, good news everybody, are brought to you by the newest lobster. That Brady,
shit.
A baby lobster?
a new lobster that he has rescued, King Leon II.
So not a baby.
Since we went over the intro, the disclaimer, I just want to say this podcast is not like those fake-ass beer podcasts out there where we don't actually have beer. We are having beer. Now, you don't have to have beer. You can have,
Yes, you do.
whatever sort of beverage you want.
Nope. You have to have beer.
Well, we do today.
No.
Yes.
So, Gnome, what are you having?
Schwartz beer from Darkness. What's it called?
Awaken the Schwartz.
Awaken the Schwartz.
We love
Great beer.
darkness. We love
Great beer.
darkness.
Darkness is phenomenal.
Yeah. Julia, what are you having?
I actually just finished a mug of the HG Coffee Company House Blend, their coffee, and
did.
now I am also enjoying Awaken the Schwartz, because when there is a Schwartz beer on
Schwartz.
tap, Schwartz beer on tap, I've got to put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
How about you, Marco?
I am putting a Hefeweizen in my mouth. Or a Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. What's it
From
called?
Trogs. It's called like sun titties, or I don't know what it's. Some like
Sunshine,
prairie gazer, or
sunshine,
I don't know.
Sunshine happiness.
I'm looking. There it is, Dreamweaver.
Oh,
Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Siri let me down.
All right. Well, I think that leads us into the different things that we're going to be talking about today.
Okay.
We have 4 pieces of content.
All right.
We have Barstool Perspective, which happened earlier than usual. There was a lot of panic around that.
The premature perspective.
Yes. We have an episode of a national podcast all about beer with a local brewer.
For the record, David got it right.
David.
David.
Got it right.
David.
Producer David is the way to go.
He got it right.
So all about
Good job,
beer
buddy.
that has Justin Neff from Sonder. We have an episode of The Weekly Pint, and then we also have a video from the Gnarly Gnome about the Bruckmann project.
And I want to start out by giving a shout out to a couple of beers podcasts.
Yes.
They
YouTube channel.
YouTube
yes.
channel.
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube channel, excuse me.
Not a podcast.
Not a podcast. YouTube channel, they had a Bock episode. Go Bock. I'll be Bock. Go and watch it. The first 3 Bock beers that they covered are local, being Sonder Brewing's Bock, and then they had the My Bock from 50 West, and then they had the Weizenbock from
High grain?
High Grain. And then there were a couple of German Bock beers that they went all the way up to like Doppelbock and Doppelweizen. And then at the end, they did the Bierstacheln.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
They-
yeah.
Poker.
Yeah.
Beer poker.
They poked a beer
They poked
at the end.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. It was a great episode, so go and check that out.
Yes, sir. Where do you guys want to start now that we have gotten, I guess, technically 5? So now that we've gotten number 1 out of the way.
I think we should spin the wheel.
I agree. That sounds
God.
sounds reasonable.
Really? You
It's right
guys are gonna
there.
make me
It's over
spin
there. It's on the
wheel?
wall. It's mounted to the wall permanently. Just
Right
grab
there.
it and spin it. Thank you.
Ah, the wheel.
Oh.
There.
Triple sixes. I think I won $4.
Now it's behind me, so I can't see it. Gnome, you're the only one that's actually facing the wheel. So
The text is really tiny. It's I think it looks like Barstool Perspective. Bruce Guy's Booze News.
Bruce
What do we
Guy's
call it?
Booze
What's
News.
What's it
You
even
know,
called?
it's-
Can't read.
the Mike and Brett hour, not hour.
That's
Half hour.
it's a little picture of Mike and a little
little-
picture of Brett. That's
Yeah,
what's on the wheel.
right over there.
There it is.
Yeah.
It's hard to see because Mike's head's so shiny in this episode.
Yeah.
It catches the light very
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Very shiny.
This episode was not on a Friday.
No.
I was sitting at home after work on a Thursday afternoon, and I get a little notification
Very
from
confusing.
Bruce Guys, and I went, "What is this?"
What?
And I opened up the YouTubes, and lo and behold, they went live, and I typed in chat in all caps, "What is this bullshit?" And so then everyone else in the chat went, "This means we don't have to work tomorrow, right? Like this means it's Friday."
Right.
So now I have a meeting with HR about why I didn't show up for work on Friday. Thanks, guys.
I think
Really
it's
appreciate it.
I think
They'll understand.
all
Just-
the evidence
I'll
you
just
need.
have to let them
Tell 'em
know,
why.
like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
yeah,
there's why.
that's true. That's true. Like, look, they normally go live on a Friday. Therefore, I felt that it was Friday and that my weekend could start immediately following.
Makes sense
It'll
to
be
me.
fine. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I believe
see.
he called it the premature ejaculation of podcast episodes or something like that. I think it was
Correct. And then he
His-
said we're going live on a Friday when it's actually Thursday.
His exact quote, Mike's exact words, were, "We're recording on Friday afternoon instead of on Friday because of scheduling."
Those were his exact
Those were his
words.
exact
I do
words.
remember
Exact
that.
words.
Yes, and I went, huh? But you know, it's fine. They started off the episode after trying to determine what day of the week it was with "What the hell is a poppy, and why do we care that PepsiCo bought it?"
Have you guys ever
I-
tried Poppy?
No.
I have not.
I
I've
haven't
seen
either.
it.
No.
If I can only buy it in a 4-pack, 6-pack, 12-pack, whatever, you know, like a multitude of them, I am not
I get
as
it.
likely
So
to
if they're single,
try it.
maybe. If they're married, no.
I don't want there to be a lot of commitment there when
Yeah.
it's something new. One and done.
I
and then
didn't-
I can
Okay, so
choose
if it's
to, you know.
if it's new, yeah, I agree. No commitment at all.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll
if I yeah,
Poppy.
Tilray stock in more financial
Wow,
news.
how
and advice,
great is that?
Oh man, I
Let me
am
tell you.
so happy with my retirement savings.
The hedge funds are with Brett and Mike. They are buying into Tilray, so every paycheck, just put another $100
I'm
in Tilray
confident
stock.
in my kids'
And, yeah.
college education because
Absolutely.
of their investment in Tilray.
And eventually, I will find another financial person who's willing to work with me on my new investment strategy.
I was listening to Brett and Mike, and I figured I would listen to all their financial advice, and I assumed, based on their advice, that I should also invest in Hardee's. I should also invest in what's some other good companies that I should invest in?
Enron.
Blockbuster?
Blockbuster.
yes.
Yep.
Hey, there's
I
still
think
one
some
left.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Still one left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see.
College fund safe.
A good one that has been mentioned both on their show and your show, Safety Shot.
Oh yeah, safety
Oh,
shot.
yeah. Safety
Absolutely
Shot.
invest in
It
that
tastes
one.
good and it works.
Both
Both of those are a lie.
It does things.
Stay tuned. At some point, I will make a
We'll have
video.
a video.
I have.
I thought you made.
Anybody
I've got
looking-
data. I have
Okay,
lots
okay,
of
okay.
data.
I was
Any-
gonna say I thought you made the video. You just haven't
No.
put it together to. Gotcha. Okay.
Any company that has a video game controller that's looking to go to the Titanic wreckage.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, that
Yeah,
would be a
that's
good one to invest in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. We need more billionaires to get on those things. Let's see. Gin. Gin is becoming premiumized. I didn't realize that was a word, but there you go.
I'll take it.
Be like Elijah, though, and drink it neat if you are going to drink
Oh,
gin.
my God.
Don't mix it into anything. Just
I disagree.
Just straight
So
up.
be like Brett and Mike, and as Brett put it, what do you say? Killing like Anakin Skywalker killing
yes.
younglings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't drink your gin straight. Just kill your younglings.
I did. I used to.
It's fine.
there's a-
Actually, it's
Sip on
actually
it.
not bad.
I would
let
put-
me clarify this. I do not drink gin just off the shelf straight.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be chilled, at least. At best, watered down a little bit with some ice. Give it a little shake, and then
I used to
For me.
put
If
a bottle of Beefeater in the freezer and then would
I
pour
cook my
that
beef
neat.
usually. I cook it on the grill.
Sure.
The old Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
Throw some beef on there.
Mike talked about his other identity, Mike Bordeaux. As they,
Yes.
as Marco almost loses his beverage, as they talked about something they have never mentioned until now: tariffs and wine.
Well, we learned something interesting that Mike has changed his identity, many,
several
many
times.
times. And then he's actually Gerard Bordeaux.
Gerard
what did he call himself?
Bordeaux. Monsieur Bordeaux.
Depardieu.
Don't you-
Julia is fluent in French.
I'm fluent in a French accent, not in the actual language itself. Yes.
Much like
Yes.
I am in, well,
Spanish.
no, I don't know if we
What
need to,
is French
we don't need to
fluid?
go down that road.
When you say French fluid, I think of like the oil that you cook the fries in. Is that wrong?
No, not at all.
Okay.
When I think of French fluid, I think of a cheese fountain.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Fondue.
A fondue.
A fondue fountain.
That is.
That's French. There
Fondue
you go.
fountain.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oui, oui. Yeah.
Is a fountain really French? Like fondue is not a fountain. Like you go to the wedding and you're dipping the strawberries and shit. If you got a cheese
La
fountain, that is
fontaine?
not French. that is American.
What do you say?
If there's a fountain of cheese that you're
cheese.
shoving things in, that is American.
That's
We claim that.
Back to Barstool Perspective. I don't know. I know nothing.
how do you say I don't know in French? There you go. That's what it is. That's perfect.
Corona Island is the next Cincy Pod Squad destination.
God, it's so expensive.
Man.
Oh my goodness. I heard skiing is big there.
Skeeting?
Skiing, you know,
Oh, I bet skeeting's big there too.
Probably not wrong.
Ah!
Jesus Christ. Let's see. Tequila prices are still going to go up, even if there are no tariffs, and they explained why.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Right. Non-alcoholic shooters are the new thing, and Mike is incredibly excited about that.
I got a non-alcoholic shooter for you.
Just no.
You know what? Like I like my shots boozy. I'm going to put that out here 1st. But I'd also try a
Sure.
low ABV shot.
Sure.
Why not?
Yeah. And they close out the episode with buy their book, CincinnatiBeerBook.com. It is a wonderful read. You don't have to be super into Cincinnati beer history to appreciate the book, the way that it's written, to buy it.
You know what
It
else
helps if you know Cincinnati beer history and
is
are passionate
an
about
interesting
it.
read
Yeah.
is
But-
Googling Michael D. Morgan and then just reading
yeah.
whatever pops up.
Yeah, like the Colonel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Colonel Michael D. Morgan. Yep. Mike took 18 sips.
Okay.
Brett took 19 sips.
Wow.
Closer than I thought.
I know.
Wow.
Mike was bringing it this week.
Wow.
He really, really was. That is 37
Owen
total
Wilson?
sips.
Wow.
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 74 ounces if you're playing our
Whoa.
drinking game. Whoa. That is 4.825 pints in 27 minutes.
Hell yeah.
For this
Wow.
episode.
All right.
All right.
They,
All
they
right.
did
That's
all
good.
right. They did all right.
That's good.
All right. Well, do we need to take a quick break before we get on to the second, third, and fourth shows that we're going to talk about?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Stick with us, guys. We'll be right.
Google big jugs.
That's a
No,
great
you-
idea.
Dip your nuts in it.
a
Make-
dirty Gansett.
Dirty Gansett. Yeah, that's the newest beverage craze.
Yeah.
We're going to make it happen here at Higher Gravity Summit Park.
All right.
2 olives.
No nuts?
In the Gansett?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
make it
we're
dirty.
making it dirty.
Yeah.
You know in the South how they put the salted peanuts in the
In the Coke.
Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
I don't. Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do we want to talk about all things Gnome or do we want to talk about all about beer?
I want to go to Craft Parenting Pod.
Nope. Don't have it.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yep. Sorry.
You know who I blame for that? There's only one person in the world that I can think that you should blame for the fact that there is no craft parenting pod.
Caroline!
I was a
on.
little too early that time.
Make it happen.
But I tried.
No, that was good.
I know.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty good.
You want to do one more?
No.
Okay.
Because if they're not doing anything, we're not going to
That's a good
continue.
point.
You know?
She brings up a
Good
great
idea.
point. Yeah.
I mean,
We shouldn't
no
talk
free
about-
advertising. No free advertising on this show because and Joe just can't get their acts together.
That's right.
yeah.
That needs to be another button. Caroline. Joe.
Let's go to All About Beer.
All right. This is a national show. They talk about beer styles, and every other week.
Aren't all shows national?
yes,
They
yes,
are.
yes. But it is
But
not.
it's a national publication.
Galaxy wide.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
far reaches of the universe.
Yeah,
Every-
the aliens that are supposedly,
Already amongst us.
already amongst
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, they get it.
Yep.
Every other week, they have a brewer to brewer series where one brewer interviews another brewer, and then that brewer then gets to host the next Brewer to Brewer show,
pay it
which
forward.
is pretty cool.
So,
exactly.
in
It's like in
theory-
a Starbucks line during holidays.
in theory, in 2 weeks, we
No,
will
in
be-
theory, like this week.
This week.
Oh yeah, this week, yeah, because of the timing. Because this came out the week that Mark was on vacation.
Do we know
So
who
we
it is?
waited.
No?
No,
I don't know.
No, I don't know. I haven't
Do you
seen
have
anything
guesses?
yet.
I'm going to guess it's either Mark from Common or it's Chad from Narrow Path.
Ooh,
I'm hoping for Adam Makes Beer, but
I'm,
we'll see.
I'm hoping for Brittany from Mattree or Anik
Ooh, yeah.
or Anik from
Oh,
Esoteric.
those would be good.
Yeah.
Those would be good.
Because I was looking through their old Brewer to Brewer episodes.
It's a lot of sausage.
There is not a lot of there aren't a lot of female names on that list, so we'll see
A
what,
lot of
what
sausage.
Justin does.
Yeah, there's a problem with the craft brewing industry. And, I don't want to say it out loud, but there's a lot of sausage.
There was
a
a
lot of dudes.
hell of a lot of sausage. Yes, yes. This is episode. Get ready for it. 69.
Hey,
Nice.
now.
You know, that
All
reminds
about
me
beer.
of. I got this story about
found-
me and Marco.
Go on.
No, that's for like
Oh.
a big event.
She
Like
cut my
a-
mic off. I was telling the story. She cut it off. It's fine. We'll get another day.
Yeah.
Episode 69, Brewer to Brewer.
Hey, now.
Daniel Harrison of Country Boy and Justin Neff of Danny, This Is For You, Saunders Brewing.
Saunders.
I love
DH
Saunders.
and Justin.
It was fantastic to hear these two voices together again.
Oh, it's so good.
It was wonderful. Sonder Stories, Chapter 62, which came out June 1st, 2021,
Goodness.
was when they talked to DH and, oh gosh, I didn't write it down, but there was another person from Country Boy on the pod. They recorded down in Louisville, I believe.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah,
went
they
down
did.
there doing
They did.
some collaborations. I love the friendship and the partnership that these two, both people and companies, have with one another.
If you got a problem with the dirt and the lime, or the dirt and the grime on your
outside
lime,
your lime.
just stay home.
Oh,
Yeah.
so many absolutely amazing quotes, which is actually part of my multiple choice question. So
Okay.
Oh, did I mess something up?
Nope, not at all. Not at all. You are good. They reminisced and pontificated about wanting to be radio DJs before they got into beer.
Yeah.
Shared some
Well, I
similarities
mean-
they didn't know that they had.
Well, for people of our age, those were
It wasn't
those
all
were-
digitized, yeah.
those are famous people, and then
Mm-hmm.
you know the different television networks popped up, and then you know we
Hey now.
just different faces and voices, and
You could be famous, you could be on a nationally syndicated show, and no one knew what you looked like. You could be the most famous person in the United States or even the world, and no one would have a clue
Right.
who you were when you were walking down the street.
right.
Different
Well, and
time.
like you could like it was like this idea as like a kid. You were growing up and like you were like not super comfortable about yourself, but like on the radio you could be somebody else. It was just your voice. Like you could just talk and like have this personality and become somebody else. And like you look at some of those radio guys, they were goblins.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like on the radio they were somebody else. And like it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it gave
I'm Casey
it gave
Kasem.
kids
Casey Kasem,
Keep your
absolutely.
feet on the ground and keep reaching for the
the
stars.
stars.
it gave people like Marco hope for the future.
Oh,
Just saying.
oh God, if I'm not living my dream now,
Talked about why Justin picked beer as a career instead of going into the DJing business.
yeah.
Dark Lord Day changed
Derk Lerd.
everything for
That's a
Oh my God,
I've-
Derk Lerd.
I'm assuming that like on my show I've never had like Justin like by himself enough to really dive into like that road to craft story.
No,
Not that I
think you've
remember.
always-
That's a hell of a road to craft to get tossed
yeah.
into Dark Lord Day.
No
and, like that's
kidding.
your first
And
also
real
you're
craft
going,
experience.
"Holy
Dirk
crap."
Lerd.
Oh my God, Derk Lerd.
Exactly.
That's pretty intense.
They talked about what Sonder does outside of beer to ensure that they're part of the community.
They melt the paint off of their walls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And they also designed their tap room and their space to feel like a community center and not just
That too.
a
But-
brewery.
yeah.
But melting the paint off the walls is absolutely.
It's how you know the beer is good.
Oh God, yeah.
If
yeah.
when they're making it, it melts the paint off your walls.
yeah.
I don't think when they opened, they thought they would have to put a sign above the men's urinal. Please don't throw tobacco in the men's urinal.
Yeah. It'll melt the paint off the walls.
Every sign and warning has a story behind it. Some of them I want to know. Some of them
That's
I'm
right.
happy not.
Every sign and warning has a story behind it.
The focus on the Sonder team. There are still 5 Sonder employees who have been with the company since day one, which is similar to Country Boy. There are a few employees at Country Boy that have been with them for day one, which I love that parallel between the two companies as well. How Justin balances the fact that for a lot of people, he is Sonder. Like when they see him, they don't think of him as his own separate person who is just part of Sonder.
Right.
He is Sonder. And I can understand that because the way that I look at our friend Danny is Sonder to me. So I
Yeah.
don't know what I would do
Saunders.
if he Saunders.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Elon
Danny.
Musk is Tesla.
Tesla's.
Tesla's.
The Musks is
Elon Musk.
Tesla's.
Elon's.
The
But-
Elons.
But it would be tricky to have such a big brand and a big piece of community so closely tied to you.
We've seen that with a lot of like local breweries, and like this is not just here in
Sure,
Cincinnati,
right,
but
right.
nationwide. Like this industry is so centered around like the people that started it and like the people
Right.
that make it happen. That like there comes a point where that person is no longer making the beer,
Right.
and that person is no longer behind the bar, and that person is no longer really present in the tap room. And like there are some people that are like, oh, this is not what it was, and I don't want this anymore, and like they kind of rebel against that a little bit. And then there's other people that kind of get it, that understand
Right.
like this is the growth of the business, and this is where it's kind of has to go. And like
Right.
you know, you can't just hang out in a bar all day every day, or else you end up like me.
I was going to say,
Or
why
me.
can't? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, there are so many different names that we could pop off the top of our head, but it is in a way locally that way. Like Sam
Yeah.
Calagione, he says, "Well, Brewer is my first description on my business card." That's great. We know you're not the brewer.
No, but,
but-
in a bigger like picture, like in life, like what is your business card? You know, like you know, dad and husband and all that always comes first. Like just all of us yahoos that are sitting at the bar don't think about that, and we don't appreciate that like you still have other
And
shit
outside
going
of the
on.
brewery, right?
Yeah.
There's a whole other life that you have going on.
but
We need you. We need you.
But my comment was more towards the brewing industry, where
Sure.
you know, Sam will tell you, has told you probably. I mean, when you
Yeah, we're pals.
your
Yeah.
your
We talk-
pals,
we talk a
you
lot.
Talk is like the first thing he puts on his used to say business card. Now it's email signature.
He always says
or
it.
LinkedIn profile.
Love Sam.
is Brewer.
See you again
And it's
soon.
like Sam. I mean,
Miss you, buddy.
like,
That's what he says.
when did you brew last, bud? And it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Now, Justin was never the brewer, but Justin is Sonder.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and but you know, and then I don't know how much DH was in that process. He talked about how like Justin had okay homebrew, and DH was like, nah, not me. Homebrew not great.
Mm-hmm.
But they're still figureheads of a business, and so yeah. That
Have you ever tried Justin's homebrew?
I have
No,
not,
have you?
no.
No. I kind of want
Hey,
to.
Justin, can we get some of your homebrew?
just
When was the
Justin,
last time you
big-
think you brewed?
2 years before
Before
Sonder.
Sonder.
Ponderol, but yeah, I was going to say.
If he
yeah.
doesn't have any homebrew laying around, I need that to happen.
Yes.
I need that.
the founder
And he
series.
can't have help. He can't have Chase come over
Nope,
and hang out
nope,
with him.
nope,
I need
nope.
his homebrew.
Yes.
I need that to happen.
I was going to say I'd be willing
email
to
going out
homebrew with him.
tomorrow. Nope. I need his homebrew.
Justin,
on-
we know
on
you're
a stove.
We know you're a big fan of the show. What can we do to make this happen?
No,
Yeah.
email's
do it.
going out tomorrow.
We'll all show up at his house.
We're gonna watch it.
We're just going to hang out, drink some beer while he brews. It'll be great.
yeah,
It'll be fantastic.
That's actually fun.
You know what?
That sounds like a great time.
Get a bunch of brewers around just to like
Yeah.
pick at him.
I'll go to
Yeah.
Al-
Oh, yeah.
I'll go to
You're doing
Aldi
it
and get
that
some
way.
steaks.
Okay. Yeah, Marco can grill.
Yeah,
Justin,
all about it.
Justin, just set a date.
I'll bring
We
the
got
dicks.
this. Yes. I'll bring some tubular meats and cheeses.
That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
wonderful.
Party planned.
Hell yes.
We'll see you next week.
Talked about how beer can be a community feature and not just a detriment to your health. because you don't have energy drink moments, you have beer moments.
Yeah.
And then they talked about some of their favorite beer moments, which we've talked about before on the show.
We have, yeah.
About Shift Beers did a wonderful episode about what situation.
They did an episode.
Yeah.
Excuse me, fair enough. And where are those guys anyway?
I think they died.
Oh.
I heard a rumor.
Oh, no. Where's the Cincinnati Distilling podcast?
Oh, the
What was that called?
Uncommonwealth Spirit.
Yes,
Spirits?
yes,
Yeah.
There are episodes in the can that are probably never going to get out.
That was a good show.
I thought
I
it was
enjoyed it.
great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
The concept was great. Dave has a great radio voice.
Yeah.
His voice is just like radio perfect. I mean,
yeah,
coming
yeah.
from me, who just sits and thinks about voices.
Where's the Bruce Traveler and his Outcast podcast?
He had his birthday.
He did have his birthday.
Happy birthday, Mark.
A little late. Oh, you said his name. We got a drink.
Well, I didn't say.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
but you know what?
There's
Yeah.
some name.
Quick Trip.
Cheers. Quick
Trip.
Got a drink
Cheers.
for you. Cheers.
Happy birthday to Quick Trip. But no, I mean, he's traveling. He's
True,
traveling,
yeah,
doing
yeah,
his thing.
yeah.
But I mean, he's not,
And
recording.
then what was that? What was that one podcast? It was fantastic. I loved it so much.
The Fantastic one?
Justin had a part in it. Sonder's stories.
Saunders stories. Yeah.
I still always hope that one day I'll open up my podcatcher and there'll just be just a random episode that they put out there. You guys can still make it happen.
And we're
We miss
still,
it.
by the way, Sonder.
Yes.
We're all still
Saunders.
subscribed.
Yes.
Just put one out,
It'll just pop up for us.
and we will listen.
100%.
It can be 4 minutes long. We don't care.
Yeah.
We will listen and we will love it.
Yeah.
I think that DH did a fantastic job of interviewing Justin for All
did.
About Beer.
He did, and he got in some, and he admitted that he was going to go deeper than surface level.
Yes.
And he did.
Yes.
And he asked some
And I
tough
think
questions.
And I think their friendship really helped that. It made it a much more well-rounded, fleshed out. Like it didn't just feel like surface level fluff conversations.
Yeah,
they
and-
were actually digging into.
Look, I'll also be honest and say I haven't listened to many of these brewer to brewers. But when people I know are going to be on, I want to listen. And this was fun and interesting, and I liked it. Now, we didn't get into the meat and potatoes of what they talked about, and
we want you to
because we want you to listen, and because they get in some tough stuff, and so. But I really, really liked it, and it also made me like Julia, and I would imagine like Gnome.
You like me?
You like me too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yay.
Thank you,
that's
Brewer
it.
to Brewer, for making him like
Marco
us.
like us.
That's what it
That's
did.
awesome.
It's
That's
what it did. It
awesome.
made me like them. Yeah.
What
It's been years.
podcast
It's been
will get
years.
me to
It's
like
been years.
Marco?
Well,
Obviously
I don't-
not this one.
Got to be a return of shift beers, like full strength.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that'll make me like you again.
Crime and sports.
Yeah.
Small
stupid
town murder.
opinion.
I don't know.
What is that?
Their stupid opinion. I don't know.
Oh, they're
Are those podcasts?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Same two
But-
comedians do all three shows. They're wonderful. Keep an eye on the All About Beers podcast channel because within the next
We're
week
assuming.
we should. Well, they said at the end of the episode.
We're assuming.
in 2 weeks.
Justin's
Justin
got to
will
pay it
be-
forward.
They could get canceled.
Oh, this true. This could have been the episode that just sunk them.
I think you can cancel people on the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
I heard something about
Absolutely.
somebody getting canceled.
What's it called? Multiple choice
What?
time. I don't know.
It's Julia's
What's
multiples.
it called? We have to guess what it's called.
Multiple
Cheese.
choice time.
Cheese
Twine?
fondue.
Multiple choice question for this episode. What quote did DH not quite get accurate? A, I had a salad for lunch. B, something about tides raising all boats.
Yep.
Or C, worrying about the grime on the limes.
Crime and limes, yep.
Yeah.
R's a D.
Woo, look at that thing.
It's off vacation. How about that?
Look at that.
If I could give 0 stars, I would.
Which is the only way to properly say that.
I don't know why anybody
Can
else
we put that
does
thing away now? Like, just
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me.
Holy crap.
All right.
I just
Put it.
It's like
okay.
a T-Rex, like
There we
watching the
go.
tops of the beer, like the
Jeez.
vibration.
yeah.
It's like there's a T-Rex walking around somewhere out there. Do we need to take a break before we get into all things Gnome, or do you want to run
Yes.
through stuff? Yes.
I need a beer. I don't need to
We're
pee.
already at an hour.
Sorry, it's your fault.
What?
Because you start the timer and end the timer and stuff. Like the timer is your fault.
Right, fine.
It could
not
be
wrong.
3 minutes if you just didn't record.
All right, so you said you had to pee. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Let's go, and now. Whoa.
Whoa. Oh, that's good beer.
We have new beverages around the table. Gnome, you've actually had yours since. Yeah, what? Huh?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say, I have from Esoteric Tranquility, their Belgian triple, and
Oh,
this
it's a-
is
Yeah.
Bubble gummy delight.
amazing.
That is
Anique.
So good.
My hat
fucking
off to
great.
you. This is perfection.
Anique, fantastic. Great
Absolute
work.
perfection.
I hate Belgians. That's a good beer.
Well, you can like the beer, not the people.
The
It's
people?
fine.
I mean,
yeah, I know.
yeah,
like, what did they
they're
ever do to
Jerks.
you? All right, all right.
I have the what is this one that's been on the board for like a month and a half? The Smash Into Me.
Narragansett?
Smash. It's a smash.
Oh, hold on. I'll pull
From
it
is it Little Fish?
Little Fish,
Little
I think.
Fish, yeah.
It's kind of like a
Smash
person's
Pog?
name.
Or,
I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know why
Hulk
I'm-
Smash.
it's
but not Hulk.
absolutely, yes. That's totally it.
Rafe Smash.
George Smash.
Fred. It could be Billy Smash.
Billy Smash
Well,
is a great
I'm-
name.
Gnome Smash.
What do you got, Gnome?
Same thing I've been drinking the whole time. The Schwarzbier from Darkness. Schwarzbier.
Gus Smash.
Gus Smash.
Gus Smash. Yes. And then Awaken the Schwartz.
I wish I would have gotten the
That's good beer.
That's a really
Belgian.
good beer.
My God, that's fantastic.
I am pretty
Do you think you
certain-
can blow a bubble with it? She's trying. Taking a sip. It's a big sip. Good sip. She's got enough beer to blow the bubble, should she desire. All right. Here she goes. Deep breath. She's blowing. Oh my God! It's not. Nope. It's coming out her nose. It's coming out her nose. It's everywhere. Oh
She had-
God!
she had-
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Error!
Failure
She needs
to
a napkin.
launch.
Oh, paper towels! Paper towels!
I have a sleeve, it's
Oh.
fine.
Oh man!
Houston, we have a
I
problem.
tried.
Straight out of the old nose hole.
Now I could blow bubbles into it, but
Nope,
I can't blow
that's not
bubbles
what I was looking
with
for.
it. I know. I'm just saying.
Bubblegummy
Like, it's,
bubble.
No motorboating the bubble gum.
oh my God, that burned. And I wasted some beer.
Sorry, it was good for the rest of us.
Up
I
your
mean,
nose?
it was good content. Yeah. Yeah, it's good content if we were doing video, but we're not. So you'll
No.
just have to believe
Everybody who's
that.
cool drinks their beer out of their nose.
Do we get any views on videos?
Well, we get a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
We get a few, and we get a couple comments that go, "Video? What world are we living in now?" It's like it's
Nice.
we're our goal
Tell
for
your mom
2025.
occasionally we put out a video. Jesus.
We are trying. Our goal for 2025 is one video per quarter because I hate video editing with the passion of a 5 million sons. I hate it more than I hate trying to use cling wrap. It is the bane of my existence. So
You've done it.
anything that I do video-wise, I may try to
I
get
feel-
known to
Much like
edit.
much like Derk Diggler, I feel like video can change the world.
I believe you're not wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I think part of my problem is I don't do it on a consistent basis. So every time I try to edit something, I have to relearn how to use DaVinci. And then I get pissed off because I can't figure it out. Or I think I have it figured out, and then when I go to export it, like sections are cut off that I don't know why they're cut off. And then when I try to re-import it, everything's duplicated, and I have like 4 things on top. And I'm just
Speaking of
And then
DaVinci-
Josh goes, "Why don't you edit it in YouTube?" And I said, "What do you mean? You can do that?" And he goes, "Yeah, I don't know how, but I think you can." And I just said, "Fuck it, you guys
Yeah.
are getting what you're getting." How's your beer?
It's fine.
Okay.
I tasted yours,
Oh, so
and this beer
now that
is
tastes like
not
bubblegum?
that.
No, it is not.
It I've had that beer a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
it's a good beer.
Yeah.
But after that,
having-
like this tastes like kind of like watery and like it's just
Yes.
missing something.
Yes. Yes. You
I
chose
ruined your
wisely.
beer. I did. I mean, technically, you can Take that back up to the bar and say I changed my mind.
I will
Yeah.
as soon as I finish it.
That's the way it's done.
All
All right,
right.
2 shows left. Both of them have to do with Mr. Gnarly here.
Gnarly.
Gnarly with an E.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
That's a hard E near the end there. Let's just go ahead and go over your video on the Bruckmann project, since that'll be kind of a quicker recap. It was about a
Okay,
because
because it's only
See how
taken me
quick.
like 6 months to make it, but whatever. That's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
If it's
No,
a quick
no.
recap, that's
No,
fine.
I'm
You guys
sorry.
do what you got to do.
No,
It's a
I'm
quick
sorry.
recap.
I didn't mean to offend. We'll do that one last.
Like literally like
No.
40 hours thrown into this
we're
thing.
probably going to equal the amount of the video time anyway. So
Oh, we're gonna double,
Let's
if
just
not
go.
triple it.
let's just go.
The amount of footage that I've taken over this project, or the amount of
No,
time
the amount of
that one video.
finished
Okay,
product
gotcha,
that one
gotcha.
video.
I still beer coming out of my nose. That's awkward.
Do you naturally do that?
No, because I tried to.
Oh, I was going to say you just
No.
naturally have beer coming out of your nose.
No, from trying to blow a bubble with a.
Get the chains.
Oh God. This video is the Bruckmann Project Part 2, prepping a 100-plus
two?
year-old
Deux.
beer cellar for public tours. And
Can I start
Yes,
this recap
absolutely,
off with
absolutely.
a confession?
please do.
So at some point in this,
This is my
video,
confession.
I think I said,
He writes sins, not traitors.
it looks like all of these problems with the water are taken care of.
Ah.
I think I said that.
Dun. Yeah, near the end.
They're not. They're not.
They
like that
probably never
whole day
will be,
was
no.
nothing about like it. It was nothing but chaos with the water. It's bad, but it'll get fixed.
Yeah.
But it was not fixed. It was not fixed at all. They couldn't figure out where the water was coming from. It just kept coming. I'm pretty sure that somewhere underground, somebody at some point has tapped into some kind of water line that now is just feeding right into the cellars. That is how much water is just coming in.
Good Lord. This was another, like, I love these videos so much. I love seeing the bits and pieces of the efforts to reopen these tunnels for people to go in and
Yeah.
experience and take tours in. This video kind of focused on breaking down the hurdles to get people into the tunnels. The main one that you focused on, or the main two, I guess I should say, were or are the water and the lack of stairs.
You know, the death
Going
stairs.
into- yeah, the death. Yes. To which I'm thinking, you know what? I might stop in. I might drop in at one point.
You know what's
As I
so
drive
messed
by.
up?
No.
Like I walked up and down those stairs probably 100 times over the last like 6 months.
And then all of a sudden they went, by the
And
way,
then now,
these are death traps.
now I realize that I should
bad.
not have been on those stairs at all. And so now every stair that I step on, I'm like, have you guys fixed this one yet? They're like, no. And so I try to skip that one. And I'm like hanging
Lord.
on to like rails and stuff, like shimmying down. Like
You need
it's,
to just like belay down, like just
yeah,
you know,
it's probably the
right-
safer way to do it. It gets it's
That's
terrifying.
good.
Absolutely. The cellars were designed to lager beer, not to host tours.
Yes.
So it's not only about, making a staircase go down that people can walk down to get into. It's not just clearing out the water. It's, are the tunnels, structurally sound enough for people to be going in and out of? Is there space to lead a tour through the tunnels? So
Light.
there's a lot.
Yeah,
exactly.
lots of things.
Lights.
Yeah.
Are any of the, because I still need to do one of the cellar tours or the lagering tunnel tours here in Cincinnati. I'm ashamed that I have not done one yet. Do most of them that have tours have their own internal light, or is it all headlamp driven? Or
Yeah, so once the Brewing Heritage Trail makes a space suitable for a tour, most of them have some kind of lighting that they add to it.
okay.
There are some like the link tunnels where the where Missing Link came from.
Yeah.
I think there's lights to the stairs, and then maybe in one of the tunnels, and then the other ones are unlit, and like you can use your phone or whatever if you
Okay.
want to go explore a little bit. But
Okay.
yeah, there's some lighting that gets added.
Okay. Water in the cellars. That is the main. I feel like the main issue. Like I think the
So much
stairs.
water.
Fixing the stairs is key. But if there's water that's continuing to get in there, those wooden stairs are going to rot
Yeah.
sooner than they should. So I think that. What do you think from your experience there is the bigger of the two problems? the access into the
Water.
Is it the water?
Water's
Yeah.
the biggest problem. Yeah.
Water is a nightmare.
Because like
If water is where you don't want it to be, it is an absolute nightmare.
it's you're gonna have water down there no matter.
Oh, yeah,
what.
yeah, sure,
And like
sure.
the tunnels are designed to drain to one spot. The lowest part of the tunnel is where the stairs come down. So all of the water pools there.
So the tunnels go upward, like they slant up then as
Sort
you're
of,
going through? Okay,
Sort of.
okay.
Not depending on.
Well, yeah.
Kind of.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's very, very hard to. Yes, I guess. There's two different
just-
ways into the tunnels.
Okay.
The stairs that you're seeing in my video this week is the lower
Lowest
stairs
point.
is what I would call it.
Gotcha.
And that's the lower part where all of the water will pool.
Are they working on multiple entrances? If you said there
No,
were two?
they're
okay,
not
so
going
they're just gonna.
Although there was that discussion when everybody started seeing how much water was coming in at this spot.
Gotcha.
What if we just scrap all of this, all of the work that we've
move
done,
over there.
and go to the other set of stairs?
Yeah.
But if you watch the first video, the Bruckmann 1 video, there's a point where we're crawling in like a hole.
Yeah.
That's the other set of stairs.
Gotcha.
Is a hole.
Gotcha. So that would almost need to be carved out to open up enough.
You'd
for
have to
people
tear out another set of stairs that were
Right.
into another building and rebuild that, and
Gotcha.
then the whole set of stairs from there would also need rebuilt, which is just building.
That's
a
not-
set.
yeah,
It's
Okay.
it's an undertaking, but
The rusted and rotted out stairs need to be replaced, and that is kind of the current focal project. It feels like I think getting
Water.
easier.
Water is the current focal.
But if it's easier to get down into the tunnels, hopefully that will mean it'll be easier to get something in there to try to help with
Sure.
the water. If that makes sense.
Sure.
Can't have one without the other. Well,
got to figure out where the water's
water's
coming from.
Yeah.
That is
Hopefully that's
the focus right now is finding where the water's coming from
and how to
stopping it.
Yes.
And then while people are doing that, somebody else is building the stairs.
That makes sense. Water freezes, in case
does.
you weren't aware. So what I think the perfect setup
the
for the
three
tunnels,
phases.
liquid, gas, and solid.
Yeah.
I guess there is kind of
Plasma.
a plasma phase. Yeah, I was going to say, but I don't know that I've ever...
Oh, are there 4 phases now? Is that what we're doing?
There's always been
Plasma.
4. Yeah, plasma.
I don't know what it is, but I don't understand plasma.
It's between...
Skeet.
kind
Maybe.
of. Maybe, kind of. They should make the tours seasonal to where in the spring, summer, you have kayak tours through the tunnels.
That discussion happened.
And in the winter, you have ice skating tours
Mm-hmm.
through the tunnels.
The ice skating was a little terrifying.
Who was that?
That was
And why did they just randomly bring a pair of hockey skates with
yeah.
them? And they're
There was
just like-
there was planning ahead of time. There has been lots of like, this is happening in the cellars right now. How do we capitalize on what's happening in the
Yeah,
cellars
yeah.
right now?
rent yak tracks to put over people's shoes if they don't want to wear ice skates.
The kayaking was easy. You
Dude,
can get the
that's-
kayak and it's nice and safe and you don't have to worry about it.
Sure.
The ice skating, when you get past the stairs, like it was all like every ounce of water in there was ice.
So the
But
walls, everything. Probably.
Some places were very thin, and like when you like stepped on it, like you could see it like
And you're going,
I could break through.
let's not
I don't
do
know how
this.
deep it is here. It could be 3 inches. It could be 2 feet. I don't know. It's a little
Not willing to
little
find
sketchy.
out. Yeah, that's not
sketchy.
worth it. Do they feel confident that they will be able to locate the source of the water and find a way to at least
I was hoping you were going in a different
minimize
direction.
it?
I feel confident that they feel confident that the tours will be ready to go when they are hoping they're going to be ready to go.
I mean, I wouldn't mind taking a tour through those, slogging through a couple inches of water.
As far as where the water, who
No,
knows?
no, don't know.
They will. I feel confident looking at some of the volunteers and what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that are really, really smart and incredible people, and like I'm watching them work and just in awe of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Even if they can't figure out where the water is coming from, they'll figure out a way to mitigate it and to make it so that they can still make it all
Have
happen.
a successful tour.
Yeah.
That works. There is no opening date for the tours yet, but
Missing link.
Everyone
Missing
might
link. Missing link.
want to make sure that the
Sorry.
beginning of June is open for
Yeah.
Missing Link
It's
Fest.
gonna be a great festival.
Oh, it is going to be a great festival.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. I'm glad you were able to make it last time.
I am going to block off my calendar and try to make it this year.
Good. And if you want a really easy way to get really drunk at Missing Link Fest, sign up for the tour. That's kind of the easiest way to.
I don't know what that. I don't know what it all
Oh
looks
my
like
God!
this year.
It is going to be a little bit
It's gonna be
different.
different,
But I have a feeling that there still will be a tour.
Yeah.
There still will be a way to get samples.
Drunk people.
Lots of drunk people.
No.
Sasquatch will be there.
I assume so.
People
yes.
will be calling for Sasquatch.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing. There
Yeah.
might even be tunnels to explore.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Right, exactly. Like Sasquatch. It might show up, might not. Could just be an urban legend.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other notes on this episode before we get to my multiple choice question?
No.
Well done. How many times did Gnome get in the volunteer's way during this video? A, 3 times. B, 8 times. Or C, every other shot?
Ours a D, Julia.
Ooh.
69 times.
Nice.
69 out of 10.
Mullet review.
Shout out to Mullet.
I wonder
Review.
if Mullet Review would ever come onto our show. Like, we have nothing to do with anything that he's doing.
if you
dude,
recorded
that
like
guy's
at a local
awesome.
business, I think it'd be
That's
good.
true.
You know.
He could come here
he
and
would
eat dips.
go and eat dicks in his car.
We could record in his car. This is
could
battery.
all-
This
we could
battery.
all
we
crowd
could
in
all
his
crowd
car.
in his car. Well,
that guy.
this could be amazing. Oh my God. Yes, absolutely. He has been one of the bright new stars in the
Oh, yeah.
Cincinnati social media world.
And he does it for like the right reasons, which I love. Like,
Agreed.
There's a lot
Agreed.
like social media is a weird thing, and like there's a lot of like shitty people on social media that are doing great things.
Oh, wait.
Sure,
But
sure.
they're shitty people.
All right. Wait.
Marco resembles that statement. Okay.
Yeah.
He's doing it for the right reasons,
Yes.
and doing it in a good way.
Have you seen
I
the
love that.
recent his recent call out for like, hey, local businesses, put my name like
Oh, yeah,
on your
of course.
and like so many places are doing it. It is amazing. I love it so much. It
I've
is
had his name
fantastic.
on the marquee at the Gnarly Gnome Tavern for a very
Oh,
long
wow.
time.
Yeah.
Just unfortunately, you can
just-
only see it if you're in my living room, so
Gotcha.
it's not working
Yet.
yet.
Never say never. All right. Any other notes before we move on to the weekly pint? Do we need to take another quick break before the weekly pint?
I'm good.
Marco. The weekly pint, or I'm sorry, the weekly point. You gotta do this. Gotta do
said
this.
it wrong.
I did.
Silly goose.
It's a way
That's
to
so silly.
make sure that we
You
drink.
Miss said that podcast, and we drink when you do that.
Yes. I mean, I figured that need a reason to drink, and so
We
mispronouncing
always do.
show names.
I need a reason to run. I don't need a reason to drink.
Wolves.
No, I don't need a reason to run.
No, you're not. You're
you know
not
what a
running
good
unless you're being chased.
No, you shits gave me a reason to run one time, and it was
No,
terrible.
No. Who gave us a reason to run?
She did. And that's why, even now, when she makes a new podcast, we don't recap it because
Yeah. Oh man.
my knees still hurt.
That was great. That was a great day.
It was fun.
It was a great day. It was a great day.
They like black flagged the course like part way, and no one knew it. Like there was no communication. There was no
was-
water at the transition stops. I'm like, this is.
It was a great day.
It was great.
It was a great
fantastic.
day.
No desire to do it again.
No. No.
No.
But it was
No.
fine.
I would love to have a reason to be connected to people that I like in that way, but I don't want to do that again.
The Weekly Pint episode 254. DIY Gnome needs a drink, and my God,
Oh,
did
God.
you ever? You needed
Still do.
multiple. Yes.
Yep.
Yes. We still.
Need a
Yes.
drink.
He is drinking right now. The Schnappening. Pelinkovac.
Pelinkovic.
Yeah.
Pelinkovic. I don't know how you say it.
Pelinkovic.
Pelinkovic sounds more fun.
I found
Pelinkovic.
out means blacksmith in Croatian, so,
Yeah.
why not? It is a wormwood herbal liqueur, so you were very concerned that it was
It's a
going
crazy
to be
story
very
how
malort.
Pelinkovic and Sons became a blacksmithing / auto detail shop, and then they ventured into distilling,
furnace repair.
furnace repair, and then ventured into distilling.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then, with the furnace repair, and then the blacksmithing, and then distilling, and then now, we have a long tradition,
Long storied history.
of, the Kovacs.
Well, in their retirement, they went into dog training
Yep.
and small kid turd wrangling.
No, and
Maybe I'm
urgent care,
channeling into my
urgent
own
care
life.
facilities. They're big in urgent care facilities now.
Okay, let's move on.
The main drink for this episode's of the Weekly Pint was brought to I say us. I have us in my notes, but it was brought to you by Mrs. Gnome.
My wife, yeah.
Yeah. She said, "Hey, I saw this on the show."
She either wants me to die or she understands what I'm doing.
He's had a really rough week. I know. Let me get this grain alcohol to give him to drink on his show.
Here's my struggle. So, it's funny, and I recognize it's good for the show.
Sure.
At what point do I bring beer back to the show?
Yeah, it's got to be.
I haven't
soon.
had a beer on the show in a long time, and
I mean,
that needs to
technically,
change.
you had the fretboard light that you
Yeah,
conveyed with the
sort of.
leprechauns.
Yeah, it doesn't. I dumped a bunch
Playground
of
Revenge.
stuff in it though. It doesn't count.
I don't want to dictate what you do on your show that's not a show, but maybe next week, schnappening.
Maybe.
Still do the schnappening, still have that as part of it, but maybe bring back beer.
Maybe.
Bring back
Maybe.
beer.
Yeah, the schnappening will not go away.
Yes,
There'll always
that
be
is awesome.
something.
I love the schnappening. That is fantastic. Hocking Hills Moonshine.
Oh dear God.
That was interesting. The website was even more interesting.
Yep.
The fact that you can get a flight with every single product that they make, including their whiskey, is like another level of. This is either a great idea or a terrible
Am
idea.
I crazy
I don't know.
if I want to try their whiskey?
No, I do. As soon as I saw like the little paddle flight board thing with like the cups of every, including original flavor, thunder, lightning, raspberry,
But there was
pear.
a
There's a
blackberry.
green one. What was the green one? Green apple.
Yeah,
Green
Granny Smith apple.
Yeah, Granny Smith. I'm just like, I think all of these could be awful, but I want to try them all at the same time.
I'm going to say this. Every one of the flavors sounded terrible to me, just reading them. But the high proof, the Buckeye Lightning, actually kind of tasted good for 120 proof moonshine. Like it actually tasted good.
Do you think the Buckeye Thunder, which is the 151 proof, would be better or worse than the Lightning? Because I mean,
don't know.
You're getting super
Don't
hot.
know.
Super hot at that.
Is it?
So that's kind
is
of
it just super high proof
I don't
moonshine,
know.
or is there a flavor going on there?
I don't know.
The label made it look like there was some kind of flavor going on too.
It did, but I don't know. The description was just like the higher octane version of our original, which is a lower octane version of our Lightning, and I was left with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
But you were a champ.
It was good.
You sipped it straight, and you went, okay, it tastes like burning. That is fine.
It did taste like burning.
But then you added ice, and you went, okay, tastes a little less like burning.
It still tasted like burning though.
And then you cuvee it with liquid death green guillotine tea and said, this is how it is meant to be enjoyed.
Yep.
Was it still burning, or was it
No, it was
just-
good. Good at that point,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
That cut the burn.
I have had,
Well, speaking of burning,
like,
Got
I've
some hot
had-
dicks on the table.
Tim Smith's Climax Moonshine. I've had other just straight corn whiskeys. Not the greatest sipping experience that I've had.
Yeah.
I've had a
I've had Old Smoky and some homemade stuff.
Yeah.
Like a coworker's cousin made, or so. I'm surprised that actually, maybe that is why I went blind. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why I went blind.
just, I mean, it's fine, but it's not. It's not vodka. It's and tequila is way different. Actually, I had a essentially Blanco tequila last night, and it was really tasty. I really liked it.
Here's what I enjoy about it is like it breaks down a spirit to like the core of what it is. Like it cuts out all of the barrel character of a bourbon or any kind of other corn-based whiskey. It cuts all that other stuff out and just gives you the grain, which is so interesting to me. Like you taste that, and then in theory you taste, hopefully you taste a spirit that's made from that same distillate that then gets aged, and like you can start building upon it, and you kind of start to understand the other things that get contributed to that. That's what I like. Yeah. And I
for sure.
I love the taste of corn. I love it. I mean, we saw it, a couple weeks ago on the Weekly Pint with the Nixta. What was that stuff called?
Yeah.
I just remember the bottle was shaped like
the corn cob.
Yeah.
Like it was like I love the taste of corn. And
for some reason, every time you mention like corn and corn kind of liquors and spirits, my brain keeps flashing back to that Doritos. Was it? No, it wasn't tequila.
It was just Doritos booze. It didn't have like
there was just that straight, like that corn chip, that corn flavor to it.
Oh.
So
I like stuff like that. I think it's fun. It's not the. It isn't the thing that you just want to sit and kind of enjoy, like on you get home on a Friday night and you're like, oh, I just want to sit and kind of like appreciate a beverage.
You're not.
It's not that thing. It's like
yeah.
I've used this excuse to my wife, and she says I'm crazy. I call it science. It's like it's a drink you pick up to kind of
try,
figure something else out. Like it gets you somewhere else with other drinks.
That makes sense. Like this might be good with again the green tea mixed into it or something like that. It's not the vehicle for another beverage. It's a sidecar to another beverage.
Well, yeah,
because
and
you're
like. And even if like it's a month down the road and you try something else and like you taste something and they're like, what is this? And like, oh nope, this is corn whiskey. I get the corn. I can taste that thing.
But it's also in a lot of ways like sometimes with beer where you have your, let's say, base IPA or base stout, and then you build upon that. Yeah. That's what these distilleries are doing.
It's a smash.
This is the first offering, and by the way, we're flavoring it with this, or we're cutting it with that, or we're making this raspberry or blueberry or peach thing or whatever it is.
The list goes on and on and on. The amount of things they dump in the moonshine.
Right.
Look at Old Smoky. They have like 500 different flavors out there.
We don't support Old Smoky. We support Sugarlands.
Fair point.
It's my
small business.
That's my distillery.
Speaking of, you got into a bit of a social media kerfuffle about restaurants using AI images for their products and food, and apparently you do not support small businesses.
Nope, I don't. I'm a jerk.
So your whole online presence has been a lie.
It's all been a lie.
Wow.
Yeah, my entire life.
Wow.
Wow.
It took a random reposting of a post from another person's post for your true nature to be revealed. How does that make you feel?
Sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. Yeah.
Is there a weight lifted off of your shoulders, though, now knowing you no longer have to pretend to support?
Bigger weight. Now I have another bar I got to go to. Got to go see what's going on there.
But on that, on a serious note, on that topic, I do agree with the fact that if you are promoting your own product, be that a beverage, a food, like if you're just doing like a random, hey, come out and have a drink, and it's just a random whatever.
No
fine,
problem with that at all.
But when you're trying to promote something that you have created, no matter what that is, food, apparel, a beverage, whatever, and you're trying to sell that, the same phone that you're making that social media post with can take a picture.
Just take a picture of the product.
It doesn't have to be like this professional photo shot, like a whole photo shoot set up to capture, the golden hour light hitting the sandwich and blah blah. It doesn't have to be
even
a production.
If you're using AI to edit the picture or to add some kind of lighting or something to the picture, I don't have a problem with that.
The product should still be.
If you're using AI to create, especially a food product, there is something wrong with that.
I agree.
I don't
agree.
know how to communicate it to people and make it make sense, but like that's wrong.
Yeah.
Like if you're using it to like if you're like saying, hey, this is a picture of me, and you used AI to create a picture of a person, that's wrong.
That's wrong. Yeah.
Like
Now-
I don't know how to like explain that to
Right,
people if that
right.
doesn't make sense.
I feel like there is a very, and not that I would want anyone to do this, but I feel like using beer as an example, there's a very fuzzy line to where, let's say you're making a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
And you want to get a post out before you're able to, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to pull out like a glass or enough of one to take a picture
Right.
of. But if you say, hey, coming up soon is our hazy IPA, visually, they all look
Yeah.
very,
yeah.
well, again, there are
So,
tons of variants, whatever.
as-
So I think you could, I don't want to say get away with using an AI image of a hazy,
No, that's a
airport.
great example.
But it's
I've so
But
as
food is-
as a
I don't-
creator that has worked with breweries, there have been times where somebody will say, "Hey, we're tapping this beer today, and it's an IPA,"
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, "All right, what's it look like? Can you just take a quick picture of the beer?"
Mm-hmm.
And I can then roll through pictures of beers that I have and find
Yeah,
a beer
just
that
something-
looks
yeah.
like that, and post it and say, "Hey, on tap now, this IPA."
food is a different beast.
It's still a picture of a beer that was produced on site at this brewery.
That's fair.
Like, I don't have an issue with that,
Okay.
as opposed to somebody saying, "Hey, here's a computer generated image of a beer. We made this."
And
Like,
this is just me kind of not even devil's advocating, but just kind of like poking at different
Yeah.
things. What if someone did a fully AI generated image of either a glass of beer, like, hey, we're going to
Mm-hmm.
be tapping this beer, but they have a disclaimer: picture is not
fine.
of the actual whatever. This sandwich is not an actual representation
Yeah,
of
make
the sandwich we're
it
making.
make it a joke. Like, hey,
Sure.
like we don't have time.
Have this
shout
AI
out to
sandwich.
AI. Like that's fine.
Sure, yeah, okay, okay.
Let me know that it's not your picture.
Yeah.
That like I'm completely okay with that.
But
and
again,
like
how hard would it
even
be?
on like if you're making a post about like hey, we've got opening day. Opening days this week.
Yeah. Good
Come in
example.
for opening day. Baseball and beers, and you make a picture of your beers sitting on a bar with a bunch of baseballs.
Sure.
And you create it with AI. I'm okay with
Sure.
that.
Oh, yeah,
As
yeah,
long
yeah,
as
yeah.
you're saying it's like you're promoting an event and you're not saying this is our beer
Makes
sitting
perfect
on a
sense.
table with
Yeah.
baseballs.
Yeah.
Don't trick me into thinking this is your product. That's
Yeah.
that's all it is.
Yeah, I
That's-
agree 100%.
That's all I
And
feel about it.
and it
Everything
seems-
else I think is fair game.
And it seems like what you talked about in the Weekly Pint, the comments that you got back on that, like, just missed that point entirely.
just don't
somehow.
deceive
And I
people.
just, yeah. I don't support local. Don't deceive people, and don't be an asshole online. I mean,
It seems so simple to me. Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole.
Period.
Like, just stop being assholes.
Right,
Like, the world,
right.
everybody, just
Yes,
stop being
yes.
assholes. Like, why can't we figure that out?
I don't know.
It's so simple.
Moving on to something a little less frustrating. Maybe label approvals.
No, love them.
There were a lot of them. Some looked absolutely delicious. Some looked kind of cringe. Some are already on the shelves here at Higher
yeah.
Gravity. So you get
We got to give a shout out to my favorite one.
go for it.
Oh, the
Mom water.
Gulf of America. I got to give a shout out to Gulf of America.
Oh, I need to step away for a moment.
Gulf of America bourbon whiskey.
Because this is not a political podcast, I am keeping my mouth shut.
You-
but I'm
you know what?
not happy.
If I can
I
buy
will.
a bottle, I'm going to buy a bottle.
Nope. No.
Why?
I get it.
Why?
I don't want to give my money to places that I don't agree with.
Oh, okay. We're going there.
Yeah.
All right.
You asked.
No, yep. Okay.
You asked. Yeah.
All right.
So that's
So, let me go down a different rabbit hole.
yes.
If I identified other places that maybe had those political leanings, would you say you would not support them?
I would do my best not to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, it is tricky. It is hard when you know that there are people involved in some of those places
Yeah.
that you support them as a person because you know that they are good people.
yeah.
Doesn't mean I have to buy the product that
No, of
they're
course.
surrounded with. You
no,
know.
you
So,
you got to do you.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
get that.
I mean, perfect example for me, Brewdog, and look at Founders.
Yeah.
I have no ill will towards the people that is their job, and they are trying to do the best they can to put food on the table. But
To clarify, you are equating Brewdog and Founders with March 1st. Just to clarify.
It's the idea of, if there is something about a company that I just can't morally agree with.
I get that.
It's part of that bigger picture. I'm not going to give them my money.
Yeah.
I don't, or I don't want to give them my money. Like, it's every now and then there might be some weird situation that comes up to where
I'm just curious
I
about
don't
where that
know.
line is.
It's right, and it is a very hard line to define. It is. I don't want to say it's fuzzy because it should be very cut and dry. It should be a
No,
very.
it should. I don't think it
clear-
should. I don't think it should be cut and dry at all. I think
But
it
why-
should be fuzzy for people.
But why should it be fuzzy? I mean, it should just be I don't agree with this, I'm not going to buy this. Why should there be any fuzziness in this? Well, I don't agree with this, I don't want to give my money to this unless they really do a
So,
great Schwartz beer.
Let me
You know what I mean?
let me throw an
It's-
example out here. You've got a person, and they're like, "Hey, let's make a joke out of it. Women should not be able to vote, but 50% of our proceeds are going to go to feed orphan children." Okay, that's fuzzy.
I don't like kids, so no, it's not.
But that's a fuzzy
right,
line,
there's-
and it
right.
should be fuzzy.
Right.
Should be like, yeah.
It's- No.
Orphan children should eat.
I agree.
And women should probably be
No,
able to
I
vote,
agree
but-
with.
Okay.
I agree with you in the fact that the line is fuzzy. I just feel like it
Our
shouldn't
beliefs-
be. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like
no. Our beliefs are never going to be black and white for anybody. And I believe that about every single person that I meet. There are things that I look at you and I'm like, I agree with this. I definitely don't agree with this.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that I don't support you.
Sure,
It just means
sure.
that, like, sometimes I disagree with you. There may be, like, there is a certain point where that tipping point happens and I'm like, all right, I can't do it anymore. I'm backing out of this.
Sure.
And Brewdog is a great example of a place that, like, you know what? Like, I'm going to kind of not give you any more of my money.
Right.
But there's other companies that I'm like, there are definitely some things you're very loud about that I don't agree with. But that doesn't mean that everything is bad.
Like Amazon.
Great
You know
example.
what I mean?
Great example.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I
mean,
still shop at Amazon.
Sure.
I don't necessarily agree with Amazon. but
However,
sometimes
but
I do.
there are-
It's fuzzy.
Yeah.
We got-
It's frustrating to me. You know what I mean?
It
Like,
should
it's
be.
when they're
It should
just
be.
Like, this is just.
We're humans. We're
Why?
humans.
Why they gotta do the things?
That is the beauty of being human, is the fuzziness of life. Like it's always like this exploration and this like just trying to figure stuff out. Like if it wasn't fuzzy, we would all just kind of shut down and just live in our own little bubbles.
I guess my fuzziness on that in particular is I will still support, or I'm still going to be friends with people that are associated with,
Sure.
employed with, as long as I know that their morals, their thoughts, aren't necessarily represented,
Well,
blah, blah, blah. Whatever, however you want to do that.
Hey, I'm back. I
But I
think
don't have to give them my money for their product.
Sure.
I
that's-
think there's levels that is essentially what Gnome's talking about. There's levels to this. There's even levels to the thing that came up that started this conversation. I mean, Julie and I have drank and probably will drink at places that have owners that have ideas and
Different opinions.
leanings, different
Right,
opinions,
right.
and that's fine. But you don't have to buy a product that's leaning towards a certain demographic, and
Sure.
and that's fine, and that's okay too. And I mean, I have certain stances on certain places locally that I just try and avoid their product for certain reasons,
Like
and-
Mad Tree. I think all trees should be happy.
Why they got to make all the trees
Why they
angry?
got to make him mad?
Yeah.
Why they got to
And
make him mad?
Why haven't they named the robot?
That's a problem.
That is a problem.
So I think
Angry
there's
robot should be a beer name.
I think there's levels to this, and that's fine. And
Yeah,
there
Sad robot.
there could be there should be levels to this, you know.
Yes.
And so, but anyway, I think that that's the case, and that's
move
going to
on
be the
the
case.
next.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we'll just move on to the next one because I as much as I wanted to mention the label approvals because they're always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They
I
are
didn't
good.
mean to dive down that deep, but you
No, it's
mentioned
fine.
what I
It's
wasn't going to
fascinating.
mention.
It's fascinating
But
to
it
me
is,
because
it is.
I know
And it's good
I know that people
conversation,
are very. Everybody feels strongly one way or
It's
another.
frothy. It gets people frothy,
Yes.
and frothy's good for business.
It's good for conversation as long
Yeah.
as you're willing to
Just
listen
don't
to,
be an asshole.
Don't be an
That's all it's,
asshole.
it's
Yes.
just don't be an asshole.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the correct.
Yes, 100%.
It's the secret to life.
You gave some of your life updates. Cars broke, schedules fucked, and
My
chaos
car is an asshole.
reigns supreme.
Yeah.
You know, Gnome's car, stop being an asshole.
Stop being an asshole.
Play this episode in your car at like full volume
I will.
when it comes out, and maybe that'll do something.
In between kicking it.
Yes.
I kicked it twice this week.
Just twice?
Good swift kick just to the side. Like, stop it. I encourage, and I always have encouraged, for the weekly pint, you find yourself a nice beanbag chair. Got to be a beanbag.
Okay.
With a cooler next to you so that you don't have to get up at all. Get in your beanbag chair, comfortable. 3 bags of dicks next to you.
Only 3?
Each flavor.
Okay.
And then as you're listening to the show, you drink beers and you pair them with different dicks. And that's the proper way to listen to the show.
Good idea.
Beanbag life lesson that I learned when I was a child. Don't unzip the beanbag and then jump onto it.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruckmann project updates kind of talked about the video that you put out,
Yeah.
as well as the document, or not, no, the
Long video.
long video project that you were putting together.
Yes.
I am so excited. I cannot wait. And you talked about some of the other upcoming content that you have coming out. There are going to be some blog posts, some other vids, and more. If nothing else, sign up for the free Gnome level so you can still get some extra content. thegnarlygnome.com/support. And Gnarly does not have the letter E in it. In case
Gnarly.
you are Gnarly.
Gnarly.
You should buy that domain, thegnarlygnome.com.
I have a couple weird domains that I should pull a list at some point just to here's the domains that I bought because of people like saying things wrong or spelling things wrong.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Did either of you have any other notes on the weekly pint before the sniff and sip count and the multiple
The sip
choice?
count.
Yep. I
Sniff
know.
Sounds
I
like
know.
Imperial Josh is getting into her head.
Jesus.
The Gulf of America calls you.
All right. You took 11 sniffs of your schnappening and your moonshine and the cuvee moonshine.
Whatever it was.
Time
what
pumping gas.
are you naming that drink?
It wasn't one drink. It was multiple drinks.
Moon tea?
Moon tea's pretty good.
Tea? I like that. We'll go with that one.
Moon tea death.
And you, moon death moon tea or moon death tea?
Death tea. Just death
Death
tea.
tea.
Death tea.
That works. And you took 6 sips of your multitude of beverages.
Okay.
Not bad. That is a total of 17 countables, 34 ounces for our game. That is 2.125 pints for this episode of The Weekly Point.
I'll take it.
Sure.
Cheers. Cheers, cheers, cheers. And then the multiple choice question. Because I know Marker loves these
Julia's
so
multiples.
much. What does a Hocking Hills moonshine taste like? A, burning. B, an old man's cave. Or C, thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening.
RD, Julia.
Galileo.
Ooh.
Hey.
It tastes like menthol and Virginia Slims.
That is probably not entirely inaccurate.
No.
All right. Well, we have done it. We have covered all of the content that came out in the previous 1 to 2 weeks. Marco made it back from vacation. He did not fall down a cliff this time. He made
good.
it back to us, and
Yeah, my shoulders made it out all right.
yeah, and hopefully I will never have to try to do an intro to this show ever again. I suck at
we'll
it.
see.
I'm
It was
terrible.
bad.
It was
We'll see.
bad.
We'll
There
talk
were
about a couple.
sirens. It was awful.
We'll talk about a couple of weeks from now. I have something.
Jesus.
Well, something scheduled. So.
Not allowed.
Oh yeah.
I deny it.
Oh.
Your request for time off has been rejected.
Okay.
Absolutely not. You have to
The
show
Chippendales
up.
dancers have called Marco back.
That's right.
Marco still has to show up here
Right.
for the first 5 minutes to do the intro, and then he can
He might
leave.
not be wearing pants if you.
That's correct. That's correct.
He can stand behind the bar, and I'll just hand him the mic over.
Macho man.
It's so weird when I got an email from Ian Ziering, and I'm like, what is this about?
All right. Any other notes on anything? I hesitate
Cheese.
to say this. Cheese.
Cheese is my notes.
All right. Marco, do you have a note?
No.
All right. My last note is look for Esoteric's Tranquility Belgian Triple wherever you are. I'm hoping it's still at Esoteric. This beer is
Tripling it.
one of the best beers that I have had in quite a while. I absolutely love this.
Don't leave your gum under the table.
And tip your bartenders.
Yeah.
Support local, tip your bartenders, and Mullet Review. Show up to Higher Gravity Summit Park
Yeah.
on a Tuesday and eat some dicks with us.
Yeah.
And wait till next week when we have a cheese fountain here at Higher Gravity
And a hot dog roller.
and a hot dog. We're
I
gonna
feel like Mullet Review would
shove
travel
some-
with his own cheese fountain.
If for some reason
Sorry. Something happened.
if for some reason you like what we have done tonight, do the things that Marcus said in the beginning of the show. Like, review, subscribe, share, follow. Just tell someone about it. We have a lot of fun doing this. If you want to know how to find us, truthbeerpod.com. Links to everything, including our Patreon channel, where you can get unedited episodes. So anything that I cut out because, good Lord, sometimes we go
How many
way
more
off
years do we
track.
have to do this before people ask us to do their podcast about beer?
20.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Good.
We have to be fully established.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right. With that being said, no, Marco, what are you guys going to be doing next Tuesday?
I plan on this.
Eating
With you
hot
guys.
ranch.
better.
Hot ranch.
Yeah.
Hot ranch.
Hot
Cheers.
ranch and
We
some
will-
dicks.
We will see you guys next week. Bye.